how to do it better, right? How to beat your opponent with a flop wrist press. So I think there's two ways. It's either from the start or in the match when you lose the hand, where you know you're gonna lose the hand, right? Because most of the time, if you can keep the hand, nice, right?
For me, it's never have been a first option.
Yeah.
But yes, I have pulled without a hand. I have won. I wouldn't say many fights, but quite a lot. Even in a WAF, I have won some medals, and then some really serious fights I have won without a hand. And it's, if we look to nowadays arm wrestling and super match format arm wrestling, in some later rounds, almost in all close fights, we will see someone fighting without a wrist and hand, and many times quite successful.
Yeah. Most of the time, like, you have to look at the press as an antidote to top roll, right? Because the idea for Janis wants to get my hand, but if I give it to him, I can get my wrist further away. If I can get my shoulder in, like, I can fight his back pressure. But if I'm holding on, he gets this, right? If I'm still trying to keep my hand, he has control over this.
First of all, about flop wrist press, if you are practicing that in training, I would say for 100% you have to do it in the straps. You have to do it in the straps. Take strap, because there are few times when someone is winning by holding opponent by fingers, but 99% or more, it's strap fight, and you have to be in a straps.
Yeah, almost like flop wrist pressers, if they can escape, they mostly want a strap, because in the strap it's much easier to do. You have a contact, so you don't really have to hold on to your opponent, right? Two main things. What we have to do in arm wrestling. One, we have to win some center position here. We have to win some position here. If you are pressing flop wrist, of course, first, yes, you can just brutally try to press to side to win center position here. Most of times it's not enough, and by winning just a center, to go here is hard. So your task in a flop wrist should be, again, to think same as in a hook, same as in a top roll, what you can do to win position here. So you have to still use some back, and you have to think how to separate and open up angle here. Not only going side, but yes, it's important to win a center if you are strong enough. Second, you have to think how to win center here. Third, probably same as important and maybe even more important, it's impossible to press by using effectively your triceps or pressing muscles if you are in a position where someone is on your biceps. Yes, you can hold defensively on biceps without a hand. That's already a different story, and we can talk about that as well. But you can't really press here effectively. Maybe you can use some side pressure,
medial ligament, collateral ligament here and joint. But most of times that will be much weaker than if you are able to not lose your rotator here.
So you want to keep your pronator. You want to keep, like, all this, you still want to close. Like, you want to get as close as you can. And if you can get your shoulder behind, it kind of will protect it. So this is why most of the time, like flop pressers, they're going to lean on the table. They will come really close, because as soon as it starts, they will drop their wrist, go sideways, and they can put the shoulder behind. And now you have a much better lock here. I can't go through here, and I'm stuck. I really can't go inside, because then I'm going to lose. Right.
When we are talking about that for someone how to beat flop press, we always say don't go to side, try to separate angle here. Yeah. So the same rule for you. If you are fighting, you don't want that someone is opening up. Your task is to be strong enough to hold here. You can use some of your back pressure. You can use this press down and really focusing that you are pressing down here, even in a center. Even in a center, sometimes you are not strong enough to go here to side, but you can even here in a center with a tight angle, I can move my elbow a little bit back here to separate, and maybe then I can go for
like,
pin.
most of the time you don't want to stay high. If you can pull your opponent low, like it's much better to sit there. Of course, then transitioning, but they're stuck. And they're like most of the time, if we're here, I'm draining a lot. If I'm not completely open and I don't have a lock there, I'm draining because I'm holding on my muscles, right? Janis is using more of his structure behind it.
And about hand position and start position, probably your task in a start is to secure that position. You can go for pin directly, but I would say your task is to secure that position with body. Your task in a start is to open at that position, and your task is maybe to not lose your pronation and rotation here. If you will stay here, and we can see some very Levon and Jerry last fight, Matushenko, Kamil left arm fight. You can see some textbook correct, or Hermes and Jerry, how to fight that they are really good rotating them, taking away pronation, and they are staying here on biceps. And many of those times they even couldn't get to straps because
the arm is strapped, but also because if Janis is going for a flop wrist and I'm going here, I'm helping him rotate, right? So if his side pressure isn't strong enough, he's gonna rotate anywhere there. So if you add tension, the thing is, can you fight this, right? Because most of the time, guys, we saw it versus Jerry versus Kurdecha. Kurdecha couldn't fight it. Kurdecha was there, but he was eaten up every single time.
Yeah.
Too much side pressure there.
Yeah.
So flop wrist, I think is great tool from the go, but it's also good if if I take the hand, right, you can still fight from here. You can be upside down, right? So this is where you need a lot of pronator. You need pronator. You wanna go over. So I'm here. How would you go from here?
If I'm going for press, I'm still, of course, would try to take a center here. But what I would think here, if I'm in this position and I can hold, I still would think how to separate a little bit away. At first take some center position here, and then maybe to think about again attacking to get some of that arm. Elbow extension.
Open up your opponent. You want to open up your opponent, right? Not attacking the hand. So
you don't have your hand anymore, and if it's lost, it's gone. It's gone, and you will not get back. And it's good to maybe have sometimes as surprise many arm wrestlers who fight top roll and hook. Sometimes they can surprise opponent with fast hit, especially in a super match. Second, it's great for some. I'm here. You are in this open position, holding me. I'm struggling to finish you in a good style. Sometimes it's great for transition, change, go for press. Second, very often, if it's a super match in some later rounds, you have to do that, and it's great option for you to have in your toolbox as a style and as a weapon. It can be really dangerous, especially if you pull in a super match, when if you are one style specific arm wrestlers, your main muscles are getting tired, you are not in a later round, third, fourth, fifth round, then this press can be super effective to use, especially against already tired muscles. And
not so long ago you did it, right? Versus Justin. I think you also didn't have a wrist, didn't have full wrist control, and you went over and you went to press. You trapped him same way, but you did it with the top roll. You still were fighting without the wrist, right? You're fighting for here with the pronator, and then you did this.
Very often in a fights, and especially in a super match format, when I get some control, I like to finish that with a press because it's effective, it's good and easy way and safe way how to win.
And again, you're serving energy for it.
Absolutely,
right?
absolutely.
So the main thing is whatever you do, you need to practice it, right? You need to practice it, at least feel comfortable in it. A lot of guys don't know they have a press until they kind of have to use it, right? But if you do it safe in a practice, like not too fast, no one's attacking you too fast, it is a great way to surprise someone. Like if you're just not expecting someone just gonna jump here and you're like, damn it, right? So it's hard to get out from it. It's hard to fight it if you're not used to it. And also, it's good to have a presser in your club because it's gonna make everyone else better.
As
So
always, as
you
always.
need as many styles as possible in your training. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So press strong.
Janis for double kings. Opa. Okay, guys, stay strong.
And love arm wrestling.